I just paid $130,000 for this 2022 Porsche 911 Carrera.
And I only paid $82,000 for this BMW M4 Competition xDrive.
Yeah, but this is a Porsche.
And mine's still faster.
But speed isn't everything. And by the end of this video, we'll see which of these two is the better car.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Evo.
And you're watching Gaudin X. Well, BMW M4 engine shares it with the M3 and the M2. This one, 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque in the competition models from the S58 twin turbocharged inline 6. When I tested this out, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and around 11 seconds flat in the quarter mile, and it traps around 125 miles an hour. So it's incredibly fast. M5 competition fast is basically what the M4 is now. But why don't you tell me about this Porsche? But I can't, your hood.
Let me pop the hood for you. Let's look at this. So,
cargo space, nice boxer set.
As traditional Porsche 911s, the motor is in the rear. It's a rear engined. This specific one is rear wheel drive because it's not a Carrera 4, but nonetheless very impressive. You have a 3-liter, at this point it's twin turbocharged, makes about 370 horsepower and like 331 pound-feet of torque. It is an absolute monster. And of course, you have the most legendary transmission ever made.
PDK.
Yep, it is an 8-speed PDK, fastest transmission I've ever seen, shifts insane. It's a classic formula. Rear-engined, fast 911, looks great. I mean, you can't beat it. It is a very quick car. The launch on this car is insane, but I also know your launch is very quick as well.
It is, because of xDrive. On top of that, you weigh significantly less. This weighs 30 pounds shy of 4,000 pounds, which back in the F generation of the M4, it wasn't even close to that. So this thing has gained some weight for this new generation of M4.
It's definitely ate a lot of McDonald's when it gained generations, but it's crazy because I love the carbon roof, but that's crazy for a 2-door car that weighs almost 4,000 pounds.
100%.
This is around 3,500, and it's a very, very quick car. It's all due to that 3-liter twin turbo though.
And that PDK.
Yep. Now the styling of the 992 911 is, in my opinion, a very handsome car. I mean, the 991 was a great looking car. I think you've mentioned that you really like the way it looks. But I think Porsche took it and they really, really ran with sort of like heritage styling. In my opinion, this looks like a slant nose 911, a 930. Also, you have the PDLS, which is Porsche's dynamic light system.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, these beautiful daytime running lights. It's just, even 6 years from now, it's going to look like a classic 911.
It sure is.
Now, that monstrosity over there, on the other hand, let's talk about that.
We talk about the M4. So the BMW M4. This came out in 2021, has been controversial ever since. Now, I like the look of it. I love the look of the grille and how these hood moldings go into the grille for a more aggressive appearance. The front bumper looks great. These LED headlights are super complex. They look great when they're turned on at night, and the daytime running lights, of course, it's got the bottom half of the angel eyes. And the color, Sao Paulo yellow, is awesome. This one also standard comes with a carbon fiber roof, and if you want more carbon fiber, you can spend around $5,000 and get the carbon fiber exterior package, which is about $4,000 more than the interior carbon fiber package. So overall though, it looks awesome.
Now we are in the beautiful, beautiful 992 interior. I want to get your opinion. What do you think?
It is very simplified, even compared to the M4. I am absolutely in love with the 992's interior.
I mean, you have the classic Porsche dash, the tachometer is in the middle. This specific one has been optioned with the guards red center dial, and then of course guards red seat belts. You have the all-new infotainment system, which I love Porsche's infotainment system. Easy to use, great Apple CarPlay, of course. And then of course all the buttons in here feel very, very high-end. I mean, you just touch them and they have good response.
They have good clickiness.
Yes. I don't like the shifter though.
I hate this. You like that Gillette electric razor.
I don't like it, but everything else in here is very high quality. I mean, it's a very easy to see dash. You have a great seating position. It's, of course, you're sitting lower because it's a sports car, but it just is very comfortable. These seats, for being base seats, in my opinion, are pretty comfortable as well.
I'll get into the seats when we get into the M4, and I'll get into the infotainment system when we get in the M4, because I'm going to promise you it's not as good as it's chalked up to be. It's a lot, in my opinion, a lot better than that car. But let's hop over there and see what that interior is like.
Let's do it.
All right, interior of the M4. You have the Marina leather bucket seats with the yellow Alcantara inserts. The bucket seats actually are super comfortable. I actually think they're more comfortable than the seats in that car. And speaking of infotainment systems, this isn't iDrive 8 like you get in the very, very new M4, but iDrive 7 I think is so much better than the Porsche operating system. It feels a lot simpler and a lot easier to navigate, and actually honestly feels like just a cell phone to go through, you know? And different pages, different apps and everything you have in here. I honestly think iDrive 7 is a better infotainment system. Personally.
I like this design better than the new ones. I hate the big screens they put in them. Though, like the M3 you reviewed, I hated that screen.
Yeah.
I don't like these carbon seats though. I'm not gonna lie to you, they look awesome, but maybe it's because I'm a bigger guy. I'm a bigger guy. My legs are getting like this is bugging me. This center part right here is like kind of hindering.
That is the biggest complaint of everyone who gets the carbon fiber bucket seats is that center thing that they
So I'm not the only one then?
No.
Okay. No. I do like the blue. You know my opinion on this. I don't think the yellow with the blue kind of matches. Yeah. That's my opinion. I love the colors separately, but I will admit this is a nice interior. I love the carbon fiber. I think it's really awesome.
Carbon fiber everywhere. The steering wheel is so thick and it's easy to grip onto for track use. Leather stitching around the airbag cover in the center.
Is Alcantara an option for a steering wheel?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No, it is not an option. That's like M4 CSL level stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then carbon fiber on the steering wheel, and if you get the carbon fiber, you get these larger shift paddles, which look awesome. The gauge cluster, though, in the 911 looks a lot better with the analog tachometer in the center.
Yes.
This is good. Don't mind it. Think it looks great. Super functional. That tachometer in the center is so cool. Heads-up display. You have a heads-up display?
I do not.
Yeah, and I have functional back seats in here.
Well, the reason mine has back seats is because, you know, Porsche likes to do that 2+2 for insurance. Come on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, come on.
But that means also an insurance break on the M4.
Porsche thought of that. They invented that.
But overall, I think the interior of the M4, like BMW has killed it with this level of interior that they came out with on the G generation of their vehicles. It looks great. I love it. I don't care that I didn't get the one with iDrive 8.
Compared to the F generation, I think the G is definitely like a level above.
Oh, it's a level above because the F generation of the interiors for the M3 and M4 and M2 just were not there.
No, they weren't up there with Mercedes and Audi. They were just kind of
but now you get in it.
It's a nice interior. It is.
Yep. So overall, thumbs up. Just I like this a little more than the Porsche one.
A very impressive car. BMW stepped up their game when it went from the F to the G generation.
Yes.
And I think honestly, this is the closest BMW has gotten to that 911.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
When it comes to size, weight, speed, power,
sure,
closest BMW's ever gotten to competing with a 911. And let's be honest with each other, the base 911s, even the Carrera S, this is a faster car.
It is. It is a faster car. I mean, we proved that earlier. It's a faster car.
The S55 is nothing like the S58.
No.
This makes 75 more horsepower than the last M5 or the last M4, which made 425. 503 out of this tiny little engine. But there's 5-liter V8s that don't even make that much horsepower.
Right.
But you know what? I love the car for what it is. It drives amazing.
Yep.
And I have tons of fun driving it. And honestly, the S58, quite a bit more reliable than an S55.
By miles.
By miles.
Yeah.
And I have warranties. So I don't have to worry about this engine at all. Transmission's awesome, of course. xDrive is a must-have on these cars.
Yeah.
You have to have xDrive.
I think at this point the only thing left to do is let's hop in the 911 and I'll show you what that thing can do.
All right, sounds good. Right. Jeez.
I mean, it's for a base model, it is fast.
It is fast.
It is wicked fast. I mean, you know, 370 horsepower.
Right.
So it's nothing crazy, but of course it is twin turbo, just like the M4.
Yeah.
And then of course there's tuning potential, just like the M4.
When I was on the drive back from Texas with the M4, what I did notice a lot is if you're not at the highest level in your drivetronic for your transmission, or you're low, it can take a second. So if you start to dive into the throttle slowly and roll into it, it could take a second for you to get that boost back if you're not immediately on it, like hammering the throttle.
Wow.
The S58 takes a second to rebuild that boost. This doesn't seem like it has that problem.
No, it doesn't. The car, so there's a boost gauge right here.
Yeah.
It peaks at 14 PSI, and between shifts, if you notice it, I'm gonna take off again right now, you'll be able to see, it keeps it in boost constantly.
Yeah.
So just watch.
Oh God, yeah. It's continuously between 11 and 14 pounds of boost.
And of course, that's honestly a lot down to the PDK being so fast. Yeah. Because the way Porsche designed it is, the way the PDK works is, the car knows what you're gonna do before you do.
Right.
Like the car has second and third gear ready before I've even clicked the pedal to shift.
Right. But the 8-speed PDK is just a whole nother level of absolutely insanely good.
Yep.
The ZF 8-speed's great. This transmission's a whole nother
This is the king. There is nothing above this. I mean, And for all of you that don't know, PDK stands for Porsche Doppelkopf, which is Porsche dual clutch. Came out in 2011, revolutionized the game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason the GT2 RS holds the lap record at the Nürburgring is because it's just an insane car. 700 horsepower, by the way.
And the SUV that holds the record at the Nürburgring,
Porsche
the Cayenne Turbo GT, which also uses the 8-speed PDK.
But all in all, before we close this off, what do you think?
I think it drives great.
Yeah.
But let's be clear. These cars are not just quick. The M4 and any 911, they are fast.
They're fast cars.
Fast cars.
Base model Carrera, it's a fast car.
Right.
I guarantee you, if we by some reason we're not going to, but if we did a drag race, that M4 would take off faster, but this would keep up.
I'd agree.
Even though it has about 100 and what, like 130 horsepower less.
Yeah, this has 130 horsepower less, and if you said 330 torque, that has about 150 more pound-feet of torque too.
Yeah.
But it's heavier.
It is.
And all-wheel drive.
It is heavier. But all in all, great car. Let's
car.
top out of them and finish it up.
After all of that, I still think the BMW M4 Comp is just a better car overall when it comes to the price and the performance you get out of it.
I mean, I will give it to you. It is a very, very quick car, and it is a very nice car. BMW did a good job, but it's still a Porsche at the end of the day.
Well, you know what they say. BMW owners are just closeted Porsche lovers.
Let us know down below which one you would take. Would you take the 911 or the M4 Comp? And thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in more content like this, make sure you check out our channel.